Buckle up, Buttercup, because today we are diving into an experiment that could either be a stroke of genius or it might just be a culinary disaster. I highly recommend that you stay with us through the end because this could be something totally disastrous and unedible, or it might just be the best thing we've cooked all year. Let's find out. Let's get started. First, I'm starting with a whole chicken. I'm going to get it seasoned up and ready to put into the watermelon. Is this a crazy idea or what? We'll find out. First, the way I like to season my chickens is I like to get my fingers between the meat and the skin because I don't like to be seasoning the skin because too often the skin just gets pulled off and eaten before it's even carved up. And then the meat's not seasoned at all. So I like to actually season the meat. To do that, you've got to get underneath the skin. So I'm putting my fingers underneath and there's a whole bunch of like little tendons or something that's holding the skin to the meat. So I like to get my fingers up in there and just kind of break those tendons up. Now today for seasoning, I'm going to be using some of my seasoning, Sergio's blend from the Golden Stair Steakhouse out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. I do a lot of videos for them and it's pretty darn good seasoning, but that's what I'm going to be using on the meat itself. Now I put my seasoning into this because I know my hands are going to be all kind of messy and chickened up and I don't want to be spreading salmonella to everything else that I do. When this is over, whatever is left in that container is getting thrown out. I'll wash the container. Something else I'm going to be doing is I've got a lemon. I'm going to roll that a couple times to get the juice going. Then I'm going to pierce that about 3 or 4 times here. And I'm going to try to stick that into the cavity of the chicken here. Maybe I should have gotten the smaller lemons, but I think it'll be fine. Now this is going to be in the oven for several hours and I want to make sure that I don't leave it in there too long. I'm going to put a probe thermometer, actually from Ficar, which is a 2-pack, so I can do one for the dark meat. And I'm going to do one for the white meat. And we'll set this aside while we work on the watermelon. It's the end of the season for watermelons. And so it's a little tough to find a watermelon of the correct size that's going to hold a whole chicken, but I think I did it here. Normally during any instructions I've seen, you just cut off a section of the watermelon and then when you put that lid back on, you secure it with the stakes here. I'm going to try to avoid that by cutting down at an angle. We'll see how well this works out. Now, before I did that, I tried to balance the watermelon to make sure that I've got the flattest part on the bottom for when I'm trying to balance it in the pan. None of this watermelon is going to waste. Okay, I've got the watermelon hollowed out, as you can see here. It's time to put the chicken in. I think that lemon is just looking way too big, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half. The grocery store only had like these big ones or teeny tiny ones. I think I probably should have picked the teeny tiny ones. So I'm just gonna stuff that in there like this. Drop that in there like so. And there's obviously lots of room in there. Let's see how this lid is going to fit. I think that's gonna fit pretty well, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go ahead and stick a couple of skewers in. It's kind of tough, be careful. No, I probably didn't need to, but that's just to be on the safe side. Now, I've got a roasting pan to put this all into. I've already got the oven preheated to 400 degrees, and this is going to go into the oven for the next 2 hours. After that, we're going to be reducing the temperature. Let's see how it goes. Okay, the timer says we are getting closer to the moment of truth. But first, this is just part of the watermelon I pulled out of that watermelon. It was just overflowing, and I've been working on it to try to get it down to the level where I can put a lid on this to store it. So if you're even thinking about doing this, be prepared to store a lot of watermelon. Just a little tip there. My wife came through. She said it does not smell like chicken. I kind of have to agree with her. Not quite sure what it does smell like. Not quite sure what is going to be coming out of the oven. Is it going to be a perfectly cooked chicken, or is it just going to be a big pan full of goo? I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. Would you like a little preview? Because I've got to change the temperature of the oven and set it for another couple of hours. Let me grab this camera. We'll take a quick look. Okay, this is what it's currently looking like. Pretty dark, but still pretty much intact. You'll notice that the little sticks that I stuck in are no longer in there because I could not fit this into the oven with those sticks sticking up so high. Time to change the temperature now. 350 for the next 2 hours. Now, the recipe that I saw said that this could be anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. So luckily, I've got my little probe thermometers in there. This is showing you what the temperature readings currently are. Don't tune out. Stay till the end. See how this turns out. Pile of goo, or something totally delicious, or something somewhere in between. We'll know shortly. Okay, wow, it's been several hours. About 3 hours now. I expected this to possibly have gone as long as 5 based on other videos that I've seen, but according to our temperatures, take a look here. We are well within the proper range for pulling a chicken out. I just hope that I put those temperature probes in the right spots, and I'm gonna go to the oven, pull it out, see what we have. Let's take a look. It is definitely very dark. Wow. That rind is like super soft, and there is like a ton of liquid in here. Let me get this lid over to the sink. And you have to take a look at this. Get a close-up view. This could be kind of tricky to get this out of here. Let me go ahead and pry that lemon out. Maybe that'll make things a little bit easier. Get this up nice and close. We did it. We'll check out what we have. But all in all, it doesn't look too bad actually. Let's see how this is turning out. It's very tender. Looks extremely juicy, extremely hot. I'm risking myself being burnt for you. Let's see how this is. Wow, that is really good. Gunner, come here. Come here, bud. I think if I'd left it in as long as what they're saying, like 5 hours, I think this would just be falling off the bone. It's practically falling off the bone now. And at that point, after 4 or 5 hours, I think we'd be looking at basically just being able to use this for shredded chicken. But I think we could actually slice this up the way you normally would, and this is gonna be awesome. Really is. Would I recommend doing this at home? Not sure I would. It is a lot of work, and you have a lot of watermelon that you gotta dig out. It's good. It's definitely good. I don't know if I'll ever go through that much work again, but it is juicy. So if you're enjoying the video, give me a like, leave me a comment, and I will catch you the next time. Bye-bye.